ClearMeasure has been in business since January of 2013. We're headquartered in Austin, Texas, and a professional software engineering firm that focuses on business-critical custom software. When S3 came to ClearMeasure, they were using a database system that was no longer meeting their needs. S3 is Shapiro Settlement Solutions. The company negotiates and resolves healthcare liens for plaintiff attorneys so that class action lawsuits can be resolved and closed in a timely manner. When closing out a class action lawsuit, there's mounds of paperwork, there's documents flying back and forth. We're talking about thousands of these processes layered on top of each other.
They were doing a lot of it manually, working in spreadsheets and databases directly. Lots of opportunity for human error.
Efficiency of the work, moving through all of that work on a daily basis, was a really big challenge. And the system that they had gotten them to this point, but it was just starting to get really, really cumbersome with the volume of cases and the volume of claimants and records and documents that was needed to be managed.
They had attorneys and paralegals and all things that they needed to track, and then track the cases all the way through.
So we came in, analyzed and understood what their overall business process was, and then designed a system that modeled their unique workflow, and the efficiency skyrocketed.
ComponentOne's critical to the success of this project.
There's a lot of ways to get different components. I mean, there's even open source components and there's some smaller names, but ComponentOne is one of those vendors of software components that's been around for a while and is one of those names that's just really trusted in the industry.
So I started using ComponentOne 2003, I believe.
So we've got staff members here who've been using ComponentOne products for years, and I personally used Active Reports before, which is a very good product as well.
We really needed to create an application very fast. You know, time is always of the essence because time is money. We basically chose ComponentOne and wanted to get lots of functionality as fast as possible.
So we balanced the desire for a rich, stateful application that was very, very responsive and very quick with the accessibility of a web application using the Wijmo Studio for LightSwitch controls all across the application.
So the important part, of course, with ComponentOne is that we can just buy something out of the box. We know it's going to work, there's not going to be any errors, it's going to save us time and money, and it's just going to work. We don't have to build it ourselves.
We got word that ComponentOne was working on a version of Wijmo that integrated with LightSwitch, and it saved us a lot of time because we were going forward trying to take just HTML5 JavaScript controls, integrate them with LightSwitch, and Wijmo brought the two together, and it saved our team a lot of time, and it provided a crisp experience right out of the box, and it really boosted our productivity.
They needed to be a very easy to use application. They needed it to be a responsive, brand new web design. We used LightSwitch for that reason. The ComponentOne components helped.
And it worked out really, really well. They've ranted and raved and told us many times how much better this system is than the previous system.
Oh, it's been a huge success from the client's perspective. They're no longer making mistakes and they can process this data much more effectively, much faster, much fewer errors, if none. So they're making a lot more money and they're very happy with the success of the product.
Standardization of workflow is increased, and when you go into a screen to perform a particular task, there's only one way that the system will allow it to be done, and that's the right way. The company has more than doubled its revenue over the last 12 months. They've only had to hire a handful of people. The number of claimants that has been managed, it's more than tripled. Data volume is expected to more than double over the next 6 months. The technical support that we received from ComponentOne was outstanding, frankly. With some other vendors, it takes several days to get a response. We got responses from the folks that were helping us with our account, oftentimes within 30 minutes. It was very, very helpful. There's a project coming up producing a new system, and we have some concrete plans to use the Wijmo control suite in that project as well. We've been really happy with the Wijmo control suite and the Studio for LightSwitch, and I can't say enough good things about that product suite.
I've used ComponentOne for 10 years and I shall continue using it.